And thank you for that golden nugget of wisdom there. Anyway, okay, these are definitely your fingerprints, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, it seems to me that we have just proven your statement to be a lie. That took like 40 minutes or something like that. Oh, you guys can do whatever you like. What were you doing when you were driving this truck around? At least I can get back to enjoying the game, just taking it for a joyride. Kay was abducted 2 nights ago. Your balloon was sighted not far from the scene. Today there was another kidnapping in which a garbage truck was used. And once again your truck was seen nearby. This all sounds like nothing more but than a pure coincidence to me. So it was pure coincidence that you parked near two separate kidnappings. I doubt that. You were involved in both kidnappings, weren't you? Isn't it a bit rash to automatically assume that the 2 kidnappings were connected? And what if I had evidence to prove that the 2 crimes were performed by the same culprit? Yeah, well, Oh, you're serious. I can't wait to hear this. Is anyone back, by the way? Because the stream is, started again. Ah, yeah, you guys are back? Okay, no, never mind. Because it said on my program there that there were 0 viewers. So I was like, yeah, okay. That's alright then. Okay, okay. Just checking. What did Kate and John's kidnappings have in common? Oh, this? Oh, yeah, there we go. You got banned on Twitch for showing inappropriate content, Rudy. Thus, 0 viewers. Oh, I know I can't trust a thing anyway, to be correct. Kay was knocked out with a powerful sleeping drug, and a bottle of sleeping drugs was found lying in the place where John was confined. The contents of the bottle were a match with the drugs used on Kay. So that's all you've got, huh? And here I was, getting my hopes up. So the same sleeping drugs were used, so what? You think that connects the 2 incidents? Surely you must realize it yourself, that doesn't prove a thing. There must be something. Evidence that proves he is connected to those cases. The police, prosecutors, and even you, Mr. Edgeworth. In the end, you're all the same. You make up evidence as you see fit just so you can send some poor soul to prison. Isn't there someone like that here, a poor soul who was wrongly accused in the past? You're wrong. Who would do such a thing? Then show me the evidence if you're going to accuse me of a crime. It's only natural. It's no use. I can't seem to find any other threads linking him to the kidnappings. Now then, have you finally run out of ammo, Mr. Edgeworth? I still have preparations to make at the circus, so if you'll excuse me...
Objection!
Now, you two, no need to get so heated. And Simon, you're looking good in that clown makeup. Hey, what's your deal? Don't just butt in like that. Uncle Ray's not so good in such a stiff environment. I mean, why so serious, right? Yeah, why so serious indeed? You're a clown. Why so serious? Joker. Alright, your brother played Ghost Trick, right? Did he play on DS? No, he played it on actual hardware, yeah. He could tell me, yeah, if he remembers, because that was a while ago. That was a while ago, though, so I don't know if he would remember now. Hey, Kay, how about a little trick? Speaking of tricks, at last, my moment has arrived. The great Kay Faraday presents a Simon impression. Objection! Why you? Enough already. Hey, Miles, I'm buying you some time to get all your ducks in a row. There's probably a better way to stall for time than this, but whatevs. Ooh, nice one, Kay. I'm not so sure about this method either. But I have to find something that connects Simon to the case, and I need to find it now. Is there evidence not related to the kidnapping that's connected to the mastermind's identity? Yeah, the correspondence chess. Yeah. That's it, the mastermind is the same person as the young acolyte Dogen was looking for. If I can just connect the young acolyte to Simon, which is to say Knightley to Simon and to Dogen. Yeah, the correspondence chess. Yeah, the memo. Yeah, there we go. Knightley and Dogen both communicated through a certain individual. Oh, then that somebody must be the mastermind behind the case. That's it! The mastermind played a role in the correspondence chess. If I can prove that it was Simon, then that's enough! I can't stomach any more of your sorry excuse for a performance. If you have no more objections, then I ask that you let me get back to preparing for the show. Objection! Thank you for the help, Mr. Shields, though you may have taken it a little too far. You sure look happy. I take it you found something. Look at me. I'm Simon. Simon's a clown. The funny clown. Okay, you can stop now. That wasn't funny anyway. Now then, Mr. Keys, do you happen to like chess? That was rather out of the blue. But since you asked, I can't say that I dislike chess. The mastermind played correspondence chess with Saran Dogen. If I recall, it was Knightley who had been playing chess with Dogen, wasn't it? Are you saying that he was the mastermind? There was no way Knightley could have been the mastermind. The reason being, the mastermind had continued to work behind the scenes even after Knightley's death. That being the case, who could have written this letter? I believe someone acted as the middleman between Dogen and Knightley. Yeah, that was on yesterday's stream. So you're saying that you think I'm the middleman? Just why would I have to go to all that trouble and do something like that? Most likely to make it appear as if there was a connection between Knightley and Dogen. And as a result, Knightley was killed by Patricia Rowland. No way! Are you saying it was all set up so that he would be killed by her? What are you saying? There's no way I could manipulate a person that far. Look at me. It takes all I have just to get the animals to perform tricks. If only just a scrap of the letters he exchanged with Knightley still remained. It'd be decisive evidence. I'd like to investigate your room. There could be decisive... If it's the letters you're looking for, you won't find any in there. What? I'm the type of guy who throws his letters away as soon as he's done reading them. Where's the point in living in the past? Does that mean he's already gotten rid of the evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, everything you have said so far has been nothing more than baseless conjecture. The evidence, I'm just one step behind it. What should I do? Am I all out of moves? Without evidence, I won't allow you to cast doubt on my friendship with Knightley. Who was that? Excuse me. Miss Barry, what's on her mind? I've been listening in on what you all were saying, and, when you say Mr. Knightley, you mean Simon's friend, Mr. Knightley, right? Yes, that's correct. Does she know something? This morning, a letter arrived from Mr. Knightley. It was for Simon. A letter arrived this morning? What did you say? But that's impossible. Knightley is already dead. Miss Barry, please, let me see that letter. Okay, here you go. Quick, open it. Next move, moon the pawn to g6. Now, can you see the path to checkmate? I can't wait to see the look on your face. You weren't expecting to lose at chess against me, right? This is the response to Dogen's last move. Now, can you see the path to checkmate? I can't wait to see the look on your face. You weren't expecting... Yeah, but I already read that. The postmark says March 26th, the day before Knightley's death. It seems the letter arrived late. Since the circus moves around so much, a lot of the mail people send us arrived late. Now, why was this letter addressed to you? Is this proof that you were the middleman between Dogen and Knightley? Wasn't he holding rabbits just now? Normally, you would transcribe this letter into bribe before sending it to Dogen. And in doing so, you created a connection between him and Knightley. Yeah, he's holding rabbits, actually. Aw, poor things. Damn it! Curse you, Knightley! Why must you continue to interfere? Simon, why? Wasn't Knightley your only friend? Ha, don't be ridiculous. How many times do you have to lean on these poor creatures, that tongue? I stopped thinking of him as a friend 18 years ago. 18 years ago? Would that have been the day of the IS-7 incident? Thanks to Knightley, I nearly died that day in the snowstorm. While I was on my way to the contest venue where my father was waiting, Knightley suddenly appeared. He held me down, tied up my hands and feet, and with tears streaming down his face. He kept apologizing. My dad's too scary. I can't disobey him. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Stop it, Horace. I promised my dad. I said I'd taste his desserts. If I'm not there, Dad will be in trouble. I'm gonna let everyone know my dad's desserts are the best in the world. After that, he locked us inside a car. It was so cold I could see my own breath. Before we knew it, the doors had frozen shut and not even he could get them open. And then I lost my father. Okay, he's that guy's son. What? Your father? Horace Knightley was the son of the murderer who killed my father. What could this mean? His confession runs contrary to the information we have. But the name of the victim in the IS-7 incident was Isaac Dover. Isaac Dover is my father's name. 18 years ago, my memories were muddled from the shock of my near-death experience. So it wasn't until later that I had learned the truth. On that day, my father was murdered. The culprit of the IS-7 incident was a confectioner by the name of Dane Gustavia. Hey, so that was the name of Knightley's father. That low-life scum of the earth killed my father. Just the thought of him makes me sick. So you knew who the culprit was all along? Of course not. Had I known, I would have tipped off the police a long time ago. All I knew was that Knightley's father was trying to set up my own father. That's why I immediately knew that the one who died that day was my dad. Knightley had a hand in my father's murder, that traitor. He was the son of a killer. It's only natural that he ended up dead. It would appear that you are a victim of a very serious misunderstanding. Hi, Dobby. I'm good, thanks. How about you? Misunderstanding? Just what are you talking about? Isaac Dover. At the time, he was actively working as a sculptor in France, under the name Pierre. Okay. Is that right? Well, I'm sorry to say, I don't remember that at all. Heh. It's only natural you don't remember. After all, he's not your real father. Huh? What is that supposed to be? What, is that supposed to be a joke? I am not amused. You won't be able to laugh at all once I reveal the truth to you. What, the ring thing? From yesterday? Where is it? This one? Luke, I am your father. You're good, got a new computer today? That's good to hear. Much better than what you had, I guess. No, that's not true. That's impossible. What's that? Isn't that Knightley's chessboard and his ring? I want you to take a good look at this ring's design. There are 2 letters inscribed in it. That is the seal Pierre Oquet used as a signature. 18 years ago, it was found lying near the body of Isaac Dover. Why would Knightley have my father's memento with him? The police had found Isaac Dover's son and gave it to him. Isaac Dover's real son is Horace Knightley. What? But that means I'm... In other words, you are Dane Gustavia's son. That's a lie. After all, my father is. My memories are. I lost my father because Knightley locked me up in the car. That's why I thought it would be fitting if he were killed as well. Really? I'll be able to see a circus show even in prison. Heh, I enjoy playing chess with you, but I'm looking forward to your performance as well. Yes, please look forward to it. Alright, you better drop by again. I'll be thinking about my next move. Oh yeah, I've left something special inside that chessboard for you. You should check it out later. Something special? I'm not quite sure what you mean, but thanks. I owe you one, Simon. If only you hadn't stopped me 18 years ago, it wouldn't have had to come to this. Hmm? Did you say something? Nope, not a word. Goodbye, Horace. After all that, you're saying it was my father who killed Knightley's? So sad how only Knightley thought of them as friends? Yeah. It definitely is. You decided to go for a Core i5 8th generation instead of getting an AMD A9 again. Yeah, don't go for AMD A9 ever again. And end up getting the Elgato to not have it work right. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably for the best. Yeah. That means, was it all for nothing? The new XT Ryzen processors for AMD coming up look very promising. Didn't want to become some weakling who could be killed by anyone. No, really, it's for himself, not for the best. That's why I thought I'd follow in Mr. Dogan's footsteps. This finally proves it. Simon Keyes, you are Duggan's correspondence chess partner, and the mastermind behind this case. That's right, it was me. I'm the mastermind behind it all. He's finally showing his true colors. As you all know, I witnessed the incident 12 years ago. President Huang's assassination. So the child who drew that picture was Simon Keyes. When I was found out, I was subjected to horrible interrogations over and over by that heartless Patricia. I'd spend the nights trembling in my bed, terrified of what the next day would bring. I'm sure you can understand why I'd want to sneak out of there, right? However, Blaze would have likely sent pursuers after you. Exactly, I was on the run from them every waking moment, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. I couldn't even sleep at night, I'd jump at the slightest noise. And that's why I became a circus performer. Blaze the Best was the chief prosecutor, and Patricia Rowland was the warden of the prison. No ordinary person would be a match for those two, and there were no adults I could rely on. Furthermore, behind the scenes was the body double who had set those two in motion. Although he was a fake, I was up against the nation's president. Talk about utter despair, right? My only ally was Mr. Dogan. He saved my life after all. He actually helped me out, unlike Knightley. If the story is true. It's ironic. Dogan, the fiendish assassin, was idolized by the child he saved. If I followed in his footsteps, I'd no longer have to worry about being eaten alive. That's right. Now it's my turn. My turn to devour those who would feed upon me. And I suppose you never thought to seek help for the police? No way, no way. As long as Blaze was around, any evidence would be destroyed by him. Actually, didn't something like that almost happen today during Patricia's trial? I knew from the very beginning that things would turn out like this. The evidence for Patricia Rowland's trial, so he's saying that he expected the evidence to be destroyed. It would be destroyed. I see, so that's why you kidnapped John. To force a guilty verdict, even in the absence of evidence. You also went for a desktop instead of a laptop because you don't usually go out with the computer. Well, it's much easier to keep the CPUs cool inside a desktop than inside the laptop, so you can overclock a bit more and get more out of your CPU. You get more bang for your buck with a desktop, in my opinion. That's according to you. However, Blaze also attempted to kidnap John in order to manipulate the trial in his favor. Your methods are no different than those of the people you despise. That's only if I were actually the kidnapper, but I would never do anything so evil. No way, no way, no way. I just simply couldn't. Besides, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm actually quite thankful to the real criminals for giving me the opportunity to extract such sweet revenge. Extract or exact? So you admit it, your motive was revenge. Yeah, I admit it, so what? Sure, I held a grudge against those creeps. But it's not like I'm the one who actually killed them, you know? Truth be told, all I did was send some letters. I let Jill in on Blaze's secrets, and let Blaze in on Jill's secrets, and then the two simply ended up trying to kill each other. Do you mean to say the murder was nothing more than a result of that? Yep, just like the case at Gourd Lake, it's way easier than trying to control wild animals. What, you mean tame humans are much more easily manipulated? Now that I'm not spitting my lungs out of my body, I'm not feeling so hot anymore. All I did was come up with a fake assassination plan for Knightley, so that was also a part of his plan. If that's the case, then Rook's murder was also your... Wow, don't try to pin that on me. Knightley killed him all on his own. Well, it ended up creating the perfect opportunity for me. It's funny how things work out. How can you say such a thing? It was the same for Patricia Rowland. I made it look like there was a connection between Knightley and Dogan by using the correspondence chess match and chisel in the chessboard. What? You mean to say that you were the one who prepared that chisel? That's right. I thought it would bring Dogan to mind. Quite a thoughtful little gift, wouldn't you agree? And that was all it took to get Patricia to murder Knightley. On the feeling that everyone around you is an enemy. I know it all too well. The tiniest spark can set off an explosion of fear, resulting in horrific mutual destruction. All I did was watch the comedy of errors unfold from the audience, and you were my final pawn, Mr. Edgeworth. A pawn, me? When you solved their cases, you brought both Blaze and Patricia to their ruin. And the weapon that delivered the coup de grace was your own logic. I didn't solve those cases for your sake. Oh, I know, you never really cared about saving me. You just wanted to pretend to be a defense attorney, didn't you? What did you... All I had to do was go, no way, no way, no way, and act all scared. And you totally believed me. You were giving it your all. Trying to save me. So even your arrest was just a ploy to make me use my logic? To be fair, getting arrested wasn't part of the plan. When people began to suspect that the chisel I sent was the murder weapon, honestly, I broke out in a cold sweat. I thought for sure it would be a curtains for me. But then a turnabout of a miraculous performance. The genius prosecutor himself had come to my rescue. Well... Doesn't it feel nice to be thanked by me, the one that you saved? You should be grateful. I gave you this chance to play the ace attorney. You're wrong. He wasn't pretending to be a defense attorney. Mr. Edgeworth is always serious about saving people. Even the times when he saved me in the past. Is that so? Are you sure he's not just trying to emulate his own father, the one he admires so much? Absolutely not. That's not true at all. Now, Kay, the person he's talking about now isn't Miles, but rather Simon himself. Clearly, he is not able to trust others. The desire to save someone other than himself is something you cannot even comprehend. Say what you want, but make sure you think about it long and hard. Sure, all my targets for revenge got what they deserved in the end, however... Think about it, can any one of my actions really be considered a crime? I instigated murder? There's not a single word about that in the letter, is there? If I had said the word kill even once, I guess it could be considered instigation. Well, maybe I did save it, but there's no way for you to prove it. What are you saying? You kidnapped me. I'm sorry, but that hasn't been proven yet, has it? The Only thing I admitted to was sending the letters. Besides, those letters contained no threats of coercions. I simply conveyed information that each recipient would find beneficial. You crafty little... Can't we do something about it? What was it he said? Integrating murder? Instigating murder is when a person directs someone else to commit murder. The person who directed the murder can be charged as if he committed the crime himself. So we just have to find proof that he directed those murders. You make it sound so easy. To be honest, it kinda pisses me off a little. You're all trying to frame the innocent person for murder. Don't you understand? I'm not obligated to waste any more time on this pointless discussion.
Not so fast!
Oh, not so fast, he says. The police are waiting for you outside of this tent. You have nowhere to run. Really now? You think I wouldn't have an escape route prepared? The balloon? For example, let's say I give an order so that all the animals here attacked you. Now, what if I were to take my leave during the ensuing chaos? What'd you say? You can't be serious. Yeah, ha 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 ha. It was just an example. Wouldn't that make for an interesting show? I wonder. I do wonder. Here's another idea. What if I pulled out a hidden gun and took John on stage? That might be more exciting. I will never allow you to do such a thing. I can't tell whether or not Simon is being serious. However, when it comes to him, we should consider anything a possibility. If you continue to bore me with your drivel, I'll end the show right here. I'd like you to keep that in mind before you make any baseless objections. Yeah, from what they're showing on the green gauge up there, it does seem like I'm gonna lose a lot of health if I don't pick the right answer or something. Isn't there some way I can charge him with these crimes? Instigating murder? There's not a single word about that in the letter. If I had said the word kill even once, I guess it could be considered instigation. No, not that. Yeah, the bug was placed by the mastermind, wasn't it? And here there's a question of a bug.
Objection!
I guess that was right if the music stopped. It is my firm conviction that you instigated the murders. After all, you told me so yourself. Perhaps I should let you in on this, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I was the one who ordered Blaze the Best to kill Jill Crane. Did I say that? I really don't remember. You may think you can deceive us as much as you want. But unfortunately for you, tunately, you used the bug to eavesdrop on our conversations. But there was someone else who wiretapped that bug of yours and recorded the whole thing. It was recorded? In other words, the conversation between you and that clown were recorded on that tape. Like she says. Yeah, what does he say? A schemer drowns in his own schemes. And this is what he meant. Miss Swift, I'd like you to listen to your tape. Roger! Mr. Edgeworth, Judge Courtney's cell phone is ringing. Who is this? Are you the person who ambushed Kay? Mr. Edgeworth, I want to listen on this too. Very well. This is where it starts. Well, I must say... Huh? That's odd. What's odd? Well, there ain't nothing recorded past this point. What? Why wasn't it recorded? Why wasn't it recorded? Yeah, Too bad, so sad. Did you really think I'd leave behind any incriminating evidence? The bug I planted has special features. It can be turned on and off with a remote control. What? That sort of thing exists? Certainly, remote-controlled listening devices do exist, however... Are you saying you switched off the device so that your own voice would not be recorded? Precisely. Impossible. You couldn't have done that unless you knew where you knew you were being recorded.
Objection.
Is it obvious I knew? I guess you just don't get it. You could call it a hunch. I had a feeling I was being wiretapped. Mr. Swift, was it? I figured things out because you knew about the kidnapping. You were listening in on that conversation? That's right. Though, come to think of it, I'm surprised you didn't realize it until now. Some genius prosecutor you turned out to be, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, they're kind of all made out to not be very competent, I guess. Oh my, and what was the end result of all this? Huh. Since you don't have any proof of the investigation charges, game over. Mr. Prosecutor, was my recording no help to you at all? In there something at all in my recording, anytime at all? Miss Swift. Kate. Yes? The bug was planted in your badge, right? Do you have any ideas? How do you expect me to come up with an answer right off the top of my head? You were the only one who came into contact with the culprit.
Objection.
How unsightly. You're all fussing over useless evidence. Let's move on to the next topic. Next! What's this? He seems a bit eager to change the topic of the conversation. You were the only one who came into contact with the culprit. Ah, jeez, I can't read anymore. Only Kay came into contact with Simon. If any sound was recorded at the time she was with the culprit. Okay, oh no, never mind. Miss Swift, how long have you been recording? Since 2 nights ago, I reckon. Since 2 nights ago. In that case, when could the conversation with Simon possibly have been recorded? Is it 2 nights ago? 2 nights ago, Simon brought Kate to the roof. If we listen to the recording from that time frame... Miss Swift, please, let us listen to the recording from 2 nights ago. Okie dokie. This is the sound of a hot air balloon. That's right. At the time, Simon was carrying Kay in a hot air balloon. Ergo, he was near Kay. Isn't there anything recorded? Someone shot that whatever is on the roof, I guess. That was a gunshot. Hey, it seems you were quick to deactivate the bug. However, you were a little too late. You can't run anymore. That gunshot ties you to the case. Huh? What are you saying? There's no gun involved in this case, is there? No. there should be someone connected to the case who fired the gun. Let's strike with the evidence that points to that person. Which piece of evidence connects gunshot to the case? A piece of evidence that connects the gunshot to the case? Wasn't there like a report or something where a gun was mentioned? Or a gunpowder, yeah, gunpowder residue was found on his right hand. Yeah, there we go.
Take that!
It's written right here in the body double's autopsy report. Gunpowder residue was detected on his right hand. Where was Kay at the time this gunshot was recorded? That's right, she was being carried to the roof of the Grand Tower in your balloon. And as it turns out, there were a few more people on that very same rooftop at the time. You mean the double and me? Ah, certainly after we talked for a brief moment, the body double noticed something and had me leave before him. Now, what if the gunshot rang out after that? We can clearly hear it in the recording. I doubt that you would notice. I doubt that you wouldn't have noticed it. Do you intend to feign ignorance until the very end? That's nothing more than mere conjecture. What we heard on the recording was not just a gunshot. Yeah, I guess it hit something. If you listen closely, you can hear the bullets hitting something. If the body double was aiming at Simon, then the bullet may have struck which piece of evidence? The balloon itself? Would that make a clang sound though?
Take that!
Hardly, I suppose. The body double likely fired the gun at the balloon. If we assume that the bullet hit something, it would have been the balloon's basket. Let's examine it immediately. Aha! This hole, it's a bullet hole. A bullet hole was found in the basket. You won't be able to talk your way out of this one. Lion Balloon did it in my organizer. Yeah, there we go. How do you intend to explain the gunshot and bullet hole? So you figured it out. You're good. I guess it's impossible to hide inside from you. Spit it out already. Okay, no need to be impatient. 2 nights ago. It happened when I was riding the balloon to the rooftop. I saw the body double and you, Miss Courtney, on the body double and you, Miss Courtney, on the roof. Talk about a surprise. Only the double noticed me. He told Miss Courtney to leave ahead of him. Did he know that it was him anyway? He then pointed a gun at me and fired. Okay. Why did he want to shoot down the balloon? It's simple. The body double had intended to kill Miss Courtney. Kill me? That's right. You talked to the double about John, didn't you? Well, it's not like the body double would have met with you otherwise. From his point of view, it was like showing him evidence that he was a fake. You mean he was afraid of Judge Courtney because she knew about John's past? Afraid? That's exactly right. That body double was a coward after all. I even remember how his hands were trembling when he fired the gun at my balloon. Are we all clear now? I was only there by chance. Just a friendly witness who was passing by. That's what you say. It happened when I was riding the balloon to the rooftop. I saw the body double and you, Miss Courtney, on the roof. Talk about a surprise. Only the double noticed me and he told Miss Courtney to leave ahead of him. Pointed the gun at me and fired. The bullet struck the balloon's basket cleanly. I panicked and quickly tried to get away so he wouldn't shoot me down, but talk about a close call. You say you tried to get away, right then? That's right. Is there a problem? Is there a problem with this statement? I guess there is. I think there is. I think. Must have placed K on the rooftop. You couldn't have gotten away before then, correct? Yeah, that's right. I forgot. After the body double fired one shot, he entered the hatch on the 51st floor. I looked around for a bit and then landed on the roof. Please add that statement to your testimony. Okay. After the double fired one shot, he entered the hatch to the 51st floor. Isn't that contradictory to what Lota said? Surprised there was no other witnesses to the air balloon except for that picture Lota took. You'd think that lots of people on the street would have seen it, right? I mean, it's huge after all. The president never passed through the 51st floor storeroom. Yeah, that's what Lota said. I thought so. Once again, you lied. Lied. The body double could not have entered the storeroom on the 51st floor 2 nights ago. Miss Hart's testimony proves it. How? How can you trust that sham journalist's testimony? What you say? You can't insult my mentor like that. 2 nights ago, that lady was staking out the 51st floor. Given that, just how did that body double leave the roof? He's right about that. Indeed, that is what we must now prove. If he did not use the elevator or the 51st floor to leave the roof, the only one route remains. The balloon. Well, the balloon! Again.
Take that!
The body double flew. He flew? Simon Keys, he rode in your balloon!
Objection!
Always the balloon. Hey, stop joking around. Why would I have needed to give the body double a lift? The elevator has a security camera and the 51st floor was being watched by Miss Hart. Your balloon was the only way the body double could have left the roof.
Objection!
At the circus, we often perform dangerous stunts in order to surprise the audience. You think you've got me cornered? Sorry, but the show ends here. What? Hey you, Lota was it? I'd like to ask you something. Are you saying you stood watch on the 51st floor the entire time without any breaks? Well, no, she slept, unfortunately. Well, reckon course. There ain't no mistakes in my testimony.
Objection!
Really now, but didn't the sound of Mr. Edgeworth's assistant falling into the storeroom cause you to faint? How would he know that, though? I didn't mention it before, but after that I might have dozed off a little. To be more precise, I fainted. Well, something like that. Bug? Bug? Ah, yeah, they were bugged, yeah. They were already bugged at that time. So something did happen. Miss Hart, I have determined the sound that made you faint. It was likely the sound of Cave falling onto the storeroom floor. Yeah, the gub. What's your point? Nobody's perfect. Look at her, Mr. Edgeworth. That's the kind of person you're relying on.
Objection!
Kay fell into the storeroom after the body double had left the roof.
Objection!
In that case, I have a theory on how things happened. After that cowardly body double fired a shot at me, he went and hid in the shadows until Kay fell into the storeroom. What? So, what if he was hiding?
Objection!
Good grief, you guys still haven't noticed. What if the body double stayed hidden until Lota had fainted? And then he went down to the 51st floor? That can't be. Heh. Precisely, the locked room mystery on the roof has been unlocked. He even said it in my voice. But wait, there's more. I told the hidden body double about John Marsh. That's why he attacked John the next day during practice, but got himself killed instead. Although he just thought about how about it, but how did Kay falling down make Lota faint? A thud would usually wake someone up. I don't know. It's not very credible indeed.
Objection!
John had no motive to kill the body double.
Objection!
She has a weak heart. She doesn't have a lot of it. Lot of heart. He knew he was the real president's son. And how would he have known that? Because I told him so in a letter. What did you say? That is a lie. Yep, it's all a lie. Huh? But then again, maybe not. Maybe I really did tell him. Right, John? It's true that I caused Moodzilla's head to fall. But I didn't know about my dad until today. I'm not lying. Oh, really? I wonder about that. I found out about the head falling thanks to the bug. Now, if you were the one who caused it to fall and the body double was crushed to death, that settles it. You're the culprit. You successfully carried out your revenge. Congratulations. All the pieces of the puzzle are now in place, as Mr. Hedgeworth would say. The logic fits. Now then, any rebuttals? Manipulating humans into fighting with each other sounds just like me, right? I did the same thing to Knightley and Blaze. At any rate, there's no way the body double could have gone for a ride in my balloon. The double was crushed by the monster's head, right? And who was it that caused the monster's head to fall? Well, has it ever been really confirmed or proven that he was crushed by the... by the monster's head anyway? The truth that I provided them with gave them a big motive for murder. Get it? Those two tried to kill each other because of the truth you're so fond of. Impossible. Hey, you detectives over there. Hurry up and arrest this murderer. What's wrong? Why aren't you moving? Damn. I thought so. Just admit it. In the end, aren't you all the same as Blaze and the body double? You ignore the prime suspect and come after me without any evidence. How easily it can be distorted to best suit your needs. This law you all believe in. That is by no means true.
Objection!
If you're not gonna arrest anyone, maybe I should have a talk with the policemen outside. If I tell them that John Marsh is the killer, they'll be forced to take action.
Objection!
Simon Keyes, your testimony isn't over yet. Hehe, really? I figured you'd try to stop me, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any evidence, do you? Which means there's no chance for you to win, right? But if you still plan to stop me, you should be prepared to take on this much risk. Ah! Save! Save! Because if I get it wrong, that's a huge chunk of my health bar that's gonna go away there. What, that much? It's only natural. After all, the fate of the true culprit John Marsh is at stake here. Actually, I will have to take her to breaking the fourth wall so hard. Yeah, I'm gonna lose that much health. Then back to blowing. No, I just saved. I'm gonna have to take a short break, I'm afraid. Hold on. Miles, why don't you take a nice deep breath? Mr. Shields, at times like this, you should take a breather and think back. Defense attorneys always remain calm in a pinch and smile in the face of danger. The point of contention between your logic and his claims lies in the body double's escape route. Well, I'll leave you with that music because I have to be absent for a few minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. What was that? Love Ray. Colleagues, you know what would be amazing? Ray getting a hug from Edgeworth. Too bad that won't happen. You should just go and get that hug. When I see Sebastian getting a hug, he deserves it. Yeah, I'm black. Yeah, that's what I should have said. Welcome, welcome people, I'm black, and so on and so forth. The point of contention between your logic and his claims lies in the body double's escape route. How's about, for example, we think of it like this. What, is Ray gonna solve everything, being the hero of the game? I mean, he didn't contribute much, but when he does it good. That would be a good conclusion, actually. What's important isn't whether or not the body double got on the balloon, but rather if we were to assume he did, what circumstances would have allowed for that? Turn my thinking around. Well, all I'm doing is a cheap imitation of your old man. Did it help? Circumstances that would have allowed the body double to get on the balloon. That's right. The body double not only had a large build, but he also had a gun. Thinking in the Phoenix way. Turn the tables on them, edgy! And in spite of that, no traces of sleeping drugs were found in his system, which means it can't be. Mr. Edgeworth, are you ready yet? Hope you haven't forgotten about this. Teasing with the health bar. This is bad. I must break his testimony somehow. Manipulating humans into fighting with each other. The same thing to Knightley and Blaze. At any rate, there is no way the body double could have gone for a ride in my balloon. Well, it obviously has. Also, Rudy, is that a health bar? I suppose so. Well, maybe not health. I don't know what it's supposed to be. A bar for what? A logic bar, maybe. Like, if it goes out, you're out of logic, you can't solve the case anymore. Therefore, game over. I don't know. A culpability bar, blunder bar. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that might actually be a better explanation for it. Come to think of it, a bar of believability or something. Come to think of it, you raise a good point. I do have, well, the only one that I have on the DS is the original because my brother has all the others. In the manual for the game, what do they call that thing? There has to be a name for it. Let's see. What does the manual call it, if it exists in the manual? Maybe there's actually a canon game for a canon name for it. Well, there's not much in the manual, I'm afraid. Actually, I might have never even read the manual for this thing. The judge calls it penalty each time. Yeah, I guess so. That might be right. But no, it's not gonna work because in the original game for which I have the manual, the original Phoenix Wright, it wasn't a bar at all. It's they were exclamation marks. It wasn't a green bar yet at that time. I think this is something that came later. Because originally you lost one exclamation mark and that's it, but then with subsequent games, I guess you had bigger or smaller penalties depending on how big of a blunder you made, maybe, or something like that. Well, depending on the situation, anyway. There's no way the body double could have gone for a ride in my balloon. Why is that? Why is that? That's the only way the double could have gotten off the tower. Yeah, we know it. Well, let's suppose that was the case. Even if I had carried the body double down. What's the problem with that? So you admit it, you did carry the body double. This is going nowhere. Let's not make a fuss over absurd opinions, Mr. Edgeworth. That's just not like you. Penalty bar, yeah? You think so? Yeah, okay. You think the body double held me at gunpoint and asked me to go on a sightseeing joyride? There's no way that could have happened. Oh, wait. Wait. Called the confidence gauge or truth gauge depending on context from the wiki. Okay, confidence gauge or truth gauge. Okay, interesting. Thanks for looking that up, senpai. That was nice. I think I've got it. He shot the underside of the balloon. What if he was crushed by the balloon? It's possible to negotiate it with him by using the information about John as a bribe. But that doesn't really solve the problem, though. He shot at me. Don't say thank you, senpai. You're feeding his fantasies. Whose fantasies? But he shot at me. Remember? There was just no way we could negotiate in that case. What if you used the sleeping drugs and transported him while he was knocked out? Then allow me to ask, have they detected any traces of sleeping drugs from his body? It's no good. I can't find any openings. Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there something more interesting we should be talking about? I am blushing while this friendship between two males unfold. What? What are you talking about? Hold on. Resulting from tremendous pressure? Oh yeah, it was Poland. My name is more of a joke. I'm trash for my senpai or something. I'm also a girl, trash, not Tash. Yeah, okay, no, okay. Okay. The double was crushed by the monster's head, right? Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't think it was anymore. Maybe it was crushed by the balloon. Well, I did save, so if it's not that, at least I can always go back. But I think I'm right. The music stopped. It seems to be correct. John was not the one who killed the body double. I'm used to it. Just thought I'd say something now, I guess. I don't mind at all. Okay. Yeah, you shouldn't assume, Jeff. Come on. You're better than that. I know it. Excuse him. He's a lot better than that. Trust me. Anyway, he was... What's that one? Oh, okay, no, never mind. That's from Wind Waker. What's her name again? Tetra? Is that Tetra? That one, that emote? He was crushed by a monster. Yeah, which is fitting because I guess well, no, actually she never really posed as a man, I guess. Well, although Zelda did pose as a man when she was Sheik, I guess. You don't have Sheik. That would be fitting. Anyway, quit clowning around. This isn't like you at all. Oh, I get it. Since John is supposed to understand the heart of a monster, the one who understands the heart of monsters is you. Oh, everyone's played Ocarina of Time by now. Who hasn't? Not even I have monsters for friends, you know. Stop being so modest. Didn't you have one very important friend? A monster you control at will? Simon Keys, you're the one who killed the body double. Ah, you haven't? Well, sorry then. Hope you weren't paying attention. That's the lion balloon. A monster made of cloth that expands when filled with hot air. It suits you quite well, wouldn't you agree? Ah, you weren't? You're playing WoW? Okay. Okie dokie. Sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about. You've been fixated on your claim that you manipulated John and the body double. Probably because it's an impossible fantasy of yours. After all, even an animal tamer cannot tame the dead. The body double had already been murdered while he was on the roof. And the murder weapon was the balloon you were in. I see, although it floats in the air, that balloon still weighs several hundred pounds. When the double threatened you on the rooftop, you immediately came up with a plan to defend yourself. And that plan was to crush him with your balloon. I strongly disagree. This is totally not possible. You can't just decide to bring the balloon down instantly fast enough to crush the guy without him getting out of the way. I mean, you have to stop heating the air, and then it will slowly cool and then slowly come back down. Like a ground pound, yeah. Yeah, but it did not burst the balloon. No, it didn't break the balloon, because otherwise how could he fly away from the top? And besides, it's not like it goes up and then starts dropping in instantly. Anyway, there's a lot of air in there. It's not a tiny hole like that would like empty all the air that's inside. Yeah, I do a good impression of a balloon deflating, don't I? And that plan was to crush him with your balloon. Whether the body double wanted to get on, or that he was carrying a gun, none of that matters, because what you carried in your balloon was the body double's corpse.
Objection.
Hold on a second, Mr. Edgeworth. You're saying the double was killed on the rooftop 2 nights ago? Well, that simply doesn't match up with the time of death. What did you say? That's not like you at all, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a good look at the autopsy report. The time of death was around 11 PM last night. Wait. I missed a bit, I think, there. Last night? That's right, the very night that Mozilla's head fell. Well, Johnny boy, come on, how about telling us the truth? You killed your father, right? I know the feeling. You hated him, didn't you? Your father who left you all alone forever. You're wrong, I had no idea that guy was my dad. Not this again. Didn't I personally tell you myself? Was my logic wrong? Come on, no, it can't have been wrong. Where did that thing from 2 nights ago come from? Ah, yeah, I guess, yeah, because the balloon went to the roof 2 nights prior for K. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, okay, I get it now. Yeah, I didn't think of that, actually. I completely misinterpreted what they were talking about there. Mr. Edgeworth, allow me to thank you once again. But that seems to be the right answer, though, because it didn't penalize me for chasing down Blaze and Patricia and bringing them both to ruin. My revenge was a success, all thanks to your logic. If only the time of death matched up, then my logic would fit. Perhaps he did something to throw off the time of death. And what's more, Dane Gustavia was it. You even took down the culprit of the IS-7 incident. Dane Gustavia? And the IS-7 incident? Did he freeze the body? That's it, Gustavia killed Dover and hid his body in a block of ice. Mr. Gustavia intended to freeze the body in order to throw off the time of death. If the time of death had coincided with the tea party, Mr. Gustavia would have been suspected. That is correct. Is it possible that he... Okay, let's say he moved the body using the balloon, but he did not bring it down straight away to where the body was found eventually. He took it with him, froze it somewhere, then 2 days later brought it back, and to make it seem like he was crushed by the Moodzilla's head, pretended set up the accident or something for the head to fall, like the table that birds and everything. That would have been him. It's a shame that I didn't get to witness his destruction. How can you say that? Wasn't Mr. Gustavia your father, Simon? Well, he kinda abandoned him, so I'm scared. I'm so scared. Miss Roland keeps asking me about that day. Daddy, help me. Why won't you come save me? Is it because I broke my promise with you and didn't eat your sweets? I couldn't care less. My father left me all alone. Even if we share the same blood, that man is not my father.
Objection!
I hate to say it, but like father, like son. You're the spitting image of him, Simon. The father you hated so much. Huh? What are you talking about? It must have been fate. By sheer coincidence, you just happened to use the exact same method your father did to throw off the victim's time of death. Oh yeah, that's true. He was found in a freezer or something like that, wasn't he? And we rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near the harbor, pal. A refrigerated warehouse. Yeah. You're saying that I threw off the time of death? How would I have done that? The answer lies in where you hid the body double's body. Body double's body. This was the place you used to hide the body. Sunshine Warehouse, I think.
Take that!
Throwing off the time of death by freezing the body. Along with John's kidnapping. It seems that everything is coming together. The kidnapping. What was that video, by the way, Jeff, that you posted? Because I can't look at it right now. Why are we going back to that? I don't know a thing about it. Don't forget, John was confined in a refrigerated warehouse. That's right. You kept the body double's corpse in that very same warehouse. 18 years ago, your father hid a body in the same way. What? My father? Cameron's camera, body double's body. Everything is connected. Chat is stuck on stream. It is? Not on my end. Doesn't seem to be. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, nobody was posting anything. It wasn't stuck, right? Or maybe some messages didn't show up on my end. Yeah, unless I missed some messages that never arrived on my end. But, what? My father, the one who abandoned me, did the same thing? Who would have guessed that both father and son used the same weapon? Method. Stop it. Don't lump me in with that guy. My father. I'm nothing like him. There's not a single connection between us. Objection. You may think so, but even now your bond with Mr. Gustavia still remains. Didn't you say once before, I don't like sweets? Secret message? Secret message? What? That may have come from the shock of losing your father, don't you think? Nah, you guys have no idea what you're saying. Even if you deny your father, aren't your thoughts and actions the same? Yes, secret. Particularly your belief of sacrificing others to protect yourself. And finally, your crimes were brought to light just as his were. Doesn't work, sorry. The video is basically, Apollo, this is bullshit. Hobo Phoenix, mind your fucking language, Apollo. Thanks for describing it to me, because I couldn't watch it now. Just kidding. Ha ha ha. I don't know anything about that warehouse. I had nothing to do with the kidnapping after all.
Objection!
In order to threaten Judge Courtney, it's clear that you partook in the kidnapping.
Objection!
How scary. Those who get involved with you will be charged with all sorts of crimes. In the end, there's no evidence for the instigation and for the kidnapping. Not at all. Or what? Are you gonna forge some evidence? Just like Blaze and the rest? Nah, I'll do nothing of the sort. I can't let him provoke me. You always say, I'll pursue the truth no matter what, right? Ha, don't you mean only the truth that's most convenient to you? After all, that's how the police pull the wool over the eyes of those without power. Okay, I kinda wish that that animation had more variation, because we've seen it a few too many times. And that's why my revenge was necessary. Yeah-ha! Yeah-ha-ha-ha-ha! None of you can catch me. Not Patricia, not Blaze, and not even you. Mr. Edgeworth, at this rate, isn't there something, anything we can do? Even though all my logic points to this man. I just need evidence. Even a single piece of evidence would suffice. Well, it's been a fun show, but it looks like it's time for the curtains to close. He's a really good villain, I must say. I like his serious face. You wouldn't have thought of him being a villain originally. If you'd like, why don't you come and see my next performance? I'll let you, if you admit defeat. He is a worthy opponent. Who said that? Ray? Is that Ray? Who was that? Ah, Dick Gumshoe! To save the day! Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Edgeworth. Gummy, where did you go? I was just doing the job that I'm able to do, pal. Detective Gumshoe, your report, please. I did a quick investigation, sir, about the warehouse John was at. Gumshoe! That refrigerated warehouse is currently being rented by the Berry Big Circus, just as Mr. Edgeworth said. Gumshoe hype! So it's finally here, our trump card. Is it enough, though? Well done, Detective Gumshoe. Now then, Mr. Keys. There must be some mistake. Maybe it has something to do with the circus. Hobo Phoenix. Well, yeah, it is his name. Yeah, he is referred to as Hobo Phoenix because that's what he looks like. He looks like a hobo. I see. Indeed, we are not well informed with the affairs of the circus. In that case, why don't we get your boss's opinion on this? Regina. We are renting a refrigerated warehouse to store the animals' food, but I don't know much about the place. After all, I let Simon handle everything. Curse you! Yeah, Simon! How scary! She doesn't look scared at all. What a shame. It seems your desperate actions after the crime were in vain. If the body was found in the warehouse, suspicion would have fallen on you, the one in charge. That's why you specifically moved the body back to the Grand Tower, wasn't it? However, us finding John confined at the warehouse was a fatal mistake on your part. Our resident great thief and detective are both rather exemplary. You love the nicknames the fans give some of the characters. Hobo Phoenix was a good one. Yeah. Wait, is that how characters refer to Phoenix in-game, really? In Apollo Justice, yes. He is Hobo Phoenix. Only in Apollo Justice. Yeah, by the player base, yeah. Not in-game, yeah, no. In-game, that name is never brought up. Yeah, Hobo Phoenix. Also, Baby Feeny exists. Feeny? What's wrong? I can even tell through your face paint that you're looking pale. Ha ha ha, it's not over yet, Mr. Edgeworth. Your logic is missing the most important piece of evidence. Oh, please do tell. Isn't it obvious? Evidence that I killed the body double with the balloon. Hold on a minute. Yeah, I was thinking about that actually. Don't we have that we can examine? Once we've proven he's the culprit, let's tie him up with this rope. As an expert in rope escapes, I know how to make knots that can never be untied. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but handcuffs seem like a more reliable alternative. Yeah, that's the gas. Still love her forehead. Air forehead? Ah, yeah! Yeah, that was well, that was Apollo Justice, wasn't it? Air forehead. Senpai, where are you from? I find it hard to imagine that he would try a stunt like that. Never fear, just focus on putting him behind bars, Mr. Edgeworth. I was thinking, Yeah, there's not really much of traces down there, is there? The gunshot fired by the body double was recorded on the tape, and this was where the bullet hit its mark. There's no way Simon can deny that now. You absolutely have to expose the truth. I even got kidnapped in order to steal this evidence, leaving aside whether or not I would call that stealing. Of course, that was my intention all along. I absolutely won't let him escape. No, okay, never mind. Denmark. Okay. That must be about the same time zone as I am, I think. I think so. Must be the same time zone, I think. Isn't it obvious? Evidence that I killed the body double with the balloon. Correspondence's chance memo. Yeah, the City of Angels. Panda. Drawing the child who started... No, never mind. Actually... Well, let's have a look at the body, because... gunpowder residue... Yeah, actually, how did the pollen get on the get on his clothes? Contusions and bone fractures found across the body resulting from tremendous pressure. Fits so well for me with the times and such. Well, that's good, yeah. I know for some people it's not always the easiest, because when I stream at night, time of Europe, well, it's not necessarily the same time for everyone else who would want to watch. Yeah, it's good then that it fits. The evidence, it exists. What did you say? If Mr. Keys murdered the victim, traces of the murder should still remain here. On the balloon? Yeah, there should still be traces on it. It should become... But I was looking for them now, but I couldn't find them. Well, yeah, the balloon again, because if the assumption is that he kills him by crushing him with the balloon, but I couldn't see any traces besides the bullets, but I don't know what else it would be if it's not the balloon, so... Didn't you already find the bullet hole? There's no way you'll find anything else there. Well, I wonder... We have Emma Sky, don't we? Can we have her, use luminol or something? Mr. Edgeworth is a hero who always finds the truth no matter what he's up against. That's right, pal. Of course it's gonna be fine. Mr. Edgeworth has gotten out of more impossible situations than I can count. Miles, I believe in you too. The balloon did it. The balloon is the true mastermind. I hope you need... No, thankfully no. Luminol doesn't work that way. More importantly, I'm sure your old man watching over you believes in you as well. Miles Edgeworth, calm down and think. You're just one step away from the perfect proof. I forgot she was there. She didn't say anything up until now. The body double was killed by this balloon. The proof lies in the traces left on the basket. Simon Keys, it's time for you to atone for your crimes. I'll see it with my own eyes. The moment this past case is settled once and for all. Is everyone gonna be there to fit in their own line of dialogue or something? Please, Prosecutor Edgeworth, deliver the final blow to this unforgivable person. This is the final piece of evidence that proves your crimes. What traces were left on the balloon that crushed the victim? Heck if I know, I didn't find any traces. Well, the blunderbar loss is smaller now? Yeah. If this is really like the climax of the game, the risks should be bigger in my opinion. But, well, yeah, speaking of which, actually, yeah, let's save. The badge. Do I have the badge? I don't have the badge anymore, do I? Ah, the Yatakarasu badge? No. No, definitely not. Yeah, I theorized that maybe the pollen from the flowers got on him when he was crushed, but do we have any proof of that? Hey, wait. Didn't he say... Lanxi says, beat his ass, Edgeworth. Didn't John say that when he found the body, the flowers were all crushed on his body? What if it crushed the flowers when it landed on the roof, and then the flowers got, like, glued to his body when he was crushed or something like that? I don't know. It's John that had it this little bit of detail that they were all crushed on his body, and then he threw them away.
Take that.
When John found the body, a bouquet of lion lilies was there as well. Yeah, all crushed, completely flattened. Lion lilies, the flowers from Zengfa that represent the bond between parent and child. That's your evidence? Surely they must be buried under a mountain of garbage by now. Moreover, the one who threw it away was John himself. That's not much of a bond now, is it? If we could find traces of pollen on the bottom of the basket of the balloon. Grr, that language of flower stuff has nothing to do with this. Calm down, John. Certainly you may have thrown the flowers away. However, I believe those emotions remain as strong as ever. You didn't throw them away in the garbage, did you? Those bonds will surely protect you from that man in the form of my final piece of evidence. What the heck are you talking about? Those flowers were crushed. Ergo, they must have come in contact with the murder weapon. Perhaps we'll find the very same pollen still stuck to the basket of your balloon. Yeah, please tell me that's the case. Please tell me that that's the case. No way, no way, no way. You guys examined the basket just a few moments ago. If there had been any yellow pollen stuck on there, wouldn't you have noticed it then? Well, actually, I just looked at it and I couldn't find any, but we have Emma Sky with us. Can't she do something? Mr. Keys, evidence is not restricted to what you can see with the naked eye. Yeah, please tell me that Emma can arrange something. Ah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Emma, yes, would you perform one more scientific investigation for us? Leave it to me, the balloon's basket, right? Ah, that jingle. A reaction. This is clearly pollen from a yellow flower. We'll find out soon enough whether or not it's from the same flower. What? Jingle. I'd say this proves that. The body double's death was caused directly by your own hand. No way, that can't be. Come on, give us a breakdown. Give us a breakdown. You crushed the body double to death on the roof of the tower. Then you retrieved the body and hid it in the warehouse. Why did he have to go to the trouble of retrieving the body? 2 nights ago, he knew that a separate incident would occur at the tower. Ah, Miss Cranes. Precisely, leaving the body there would have disrupted his plans. I see, but even so, he couldn't leave the body in the circus warehouse either. Exactly, so the next day he was bringing the body back to the tower once again. He saw the small fire John started. Oh, okay, so it was not started by him then. Which caused the Modzilla's head to fall. Was that when the idea came to you, your plan to pin the crime on John? And is he the one who broke the lock? The padlock with the chain? That was locking the other entrance? To the filming lot? You made it look like the murder weapon was the fallen head. Such foul, cowardly behavior. For that reason, you carried the double's body in the balloon and lowered it into the film lot. Oh, okay, so he didn't have to break anything. At that time, the figure of the body double being lowered down by a rope. Yeah, it was, yeah. Was captured in John's video recording. Damn, it was all. You saw through it all. Damn it. Damn you! You manipulated animals, you manipulated people, and you manipulated cases. Almost as if you were a king. However, it's now all come to an end. Simon, the animals have gotten angry. Even Money and Astic. You never thought of them as your friends at all. How sad. Get ready for the amazing breakdown. Oh, I want it. Give it to me. Give it to me. Damn it. Don't you look at me with those eyes. That gorilla there in the back looks mean. Donkey Kong. It's about time you went back to being a mere clown. A fitting end to your pitiful jester's act. Stay away! Get away from me! Stop it, please, stop it! Daddy, help me. I'm scared. I'm so scared. I don't know anything. I didn't do anything bad. They were the bad ones, weren't they? Horace, why? Why did you stop me? If he hadn't done that, I couldn't even trust the police. Nobody would help me. It's kinda sad, actually. Well, he did horrible things, but he had a tough life, you know? But that man, back then, he saved me. The only one who helped me was Dogen. So I used everyone else. What's wrong with that? Stop it! Don't come any closer! Stop! Not you! Hey, I said the gorilla looks mean, but I didn't expect that, though. I didn't think the gorilla would join in. It seems the game is finally over. Who is it, Dogen? Ah no, Shitty the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, I must thank you. You have exposed the true identity of the mastermind. Now, I am free to what? What? Drawing a gun would be most inadvisable. Stay where you are and do not move. Uh-oh. No, I don't have a gun. You do have a gun, do you not? You intended to draw and fire it without anyone noticing. He must have taken it from the body double when you killed him. This man has betrayed his bond of trust with me. Simon has cheeks of steel, though. A gorilla is strong as fuck. You would have me kill the president while knowing full well he was the body double. Lying about the target is an extremely dangerous thing to do to an assassin. Not having all the cards on the table can seriously jeopardize an assassination. However, what is even more unforgivable is your deception and your attempt to manipulate me. The time has come for your retribution. Yeah, because he tried to frame him at in the first case, right? Wearing that red raincoat in the crowd. The killer is a part of his name? Yeah. Oh, he probably won't. I'd be surprised. Stop. He's the perfect guy to sit in prison and appear in a future game. You are. Aha! Epic! It has been far too long, Shelley. Please step aside. That man is my prey. He doesn't look good. Simon, back there in the background, I must ask you to spare his life. Please, permit this young acolyte to receive his proper punishment in prison. And if I refuse, his is the first life I have saved. I will not allow it to be taken away so easily. You saved a life, the assassin Saran Dogen. You take a life is owed to the many-faced god. Ironic, is it not? That I, the one who has taken countless lives, am making a plea for this young one's life. He saved my life just as I have saved his. Before I knew it, I grew quite fond of the lad. You may laugh at me as much as you wish. However, I must ask that you spare the life of the boy. From one assassin to another, please make this allowance. I understand, if you are willing to go that far. You have my thanks. I am in your debt. No need for thanks. I simply felt there would be no merit in a fight to the death with you. That is all. And with that, I must take my leave. He's just gonna leave? Just like that? Damn it, wait! Prosecutor Edgeworth, I must thank you as well. It was necessary for this young acolyte to be put in his place. I thought he went back, actually. When he left before, I thought, well, maybe he's just going back to his jail cell. And that you have done. Now then, it's time for me to return to my humble cage, surrounded by iron bars. Right, Anubis. Right, boy. Who said that? Oh, look who's here. Hey, priest guy, you killed my dad, right? Indeed, I am not one to forget those I have slain. Transportation magic, impressive, Shelly. Ninja techniques. Ninjutsu. I see. You must despise me, boy with horns. In that case... John! Do not panic, I simply lent the boy with horns my knife. Take that knife, and run it through my throat. A single stab should do it. I've long grown weary of my wooden carvings. Revenge. John, don't do it! John, please, I beg of you! Until just now, I had intended to seek revenge, no matter how many years it took. Revenge. Revenge is good, really good. All your pain and suffering slips away. Everything becomes numb and you feel nothing, and you'll feel nothing. Yeah, you may be right. I thought about that while I listened to what you had to say. John! But the only one who would be satisfied with revenge would be myself, right? If I became a murderer, my mom would go through even more pain and suffering. My friends from the movie too, and all those people who care about me as well. The boy with horns says some interesting things. That's right, I finally get it now. I'll never forgive you, but I'm not the one who should punish you. Yeah, he speaks totally like a 13-year-old, doesn't he? After all, isn't that what my mom and that prosecutor guy are here for? John, you just said some really profound stuff just now. Yeah, go ahead. Make fun of him. It sounds sarcastic when she says it that way. Oh, wow. That was some really deep stuff. Promoting the law system. Okay, perhaps you should study up a little more yourself. Is that so? More mature than 25-year-old people around here. Where to? To prison, of course. That place will be our home. Our home? Yeah, and he's the purveyor of everything illegal inside the prison, so you have nothing to worry about. It'll be just like a little apartment, and you're gonna have all the comfort you could wish for. I mean, he is a movie star. Well, yeah, I guess so, yeah. So he would grow up a bit faster, I suppose. Learning about life and shit. And with that, the case that involved and affected so many people came to a close. Aw, come on. We do get a decent epilogue after this, right? However, there was still one last thing I had to do. Nothing happened. Honestly, except for the food, the prison that Roland had going seemed pretty neat. Well, yeah. Grand Tower, PIC meeting room. Mr. Edgeworth, sorry to keep you waiting. What'd you call Uncle Ray and the rest of us out here? Mr. Edgeworth, the formal proceedings have just come to a close. What are you talking about? This is the place where I once relinquished my prosecutor's badge. I mean, Jeff's was making great desserts. Jeff Master? In prison? Ah, yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, that's true. That's a good point. This is the place where I once relinquished my prosecutor's badge. This is your prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what is the meaning of this? Consider this my resignation. I am no longer a prosecutor. In order to save me when I was suffering from memory loss, a certain man once said, the only ally a defendant has is their attorney. By trusting in their client, an attorney draws closer to the truth. So what you gonna do now, G? The sight of that man still shines brilliantly in my eyes. just as the image of my father fighting in court does. And God forbids that we ever show an image of Phoenix Wright in a Miles Edgeworth game. Other than a tiny cameo somewhere in the background in Maya or something. Yeah, it's always that man. Yeah, let's not show him. Let's not even mention his name. He's only there for a small cameo, and that's it. Yeah, in the first one, I think they were in a boat. Something Senpai reminded me of the other day. And then I saw in this one, they were shown in the background or something like that. At the beginning of that case, actually. I think it was. By the filming lot, in the background, outside, behind the fence. However, this is nothing more than that man and my father's way of life. Animals, circus, and such stuff. And while Jeff made desserts, we saw Hedgeworth look at the normal food menu and, moldy bread with extra moldy bread. Yeah, that's true, yeah. Yeah, I actually forgot about that detail. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, not all the food was nice, I guess. At least the desserts were, but, I guess you can't just live on desserts, can you? Lest you die of diabetes. It is not mine. Mr. Edgeworth, I think I shall live as a prosecutor after all. I see, so you've made your decision. That's what I said. The food was trash, but the desserts were great. Yeah. No, I understand. That's your answer, isn't it? It is. Okay, then that's the end of this conversation. Don't regret it. Even if you beg me later, I won't let you work for me ever again. Actually, a thought occurred to me. Do they eat the same food at the detention center and the prison? Is it the same chef making the food for both? Because maybe he only made desserts for the people inside the prison itself, not at the detention center. I don't know. Not that it matters in the end, but maybe something to consider. Don't regret it. Even if you beg me later, I won't let you work for me ever again. Maybe, I don't know. I understand. But you know, Miles. Well, logistically speaking, it would make sense that it was the same food. Ah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, the salty beef. Yeah, beef jerky or something like that. Yeah. Mind if I ask why you chose to live as a prosecutor? No, but it's attorney Raymond Shields when. But that was back in the past. Yeah. Mr. Shields, you asked me this before. Ah, yeah, when he was at the detention center. Ah, yeah, you're right, yeah. Maybe the menu was different back then. Yeah. Was it? No, 18 years in the past, yeah. And we lose all the cases as Ray. Because it's not good enough. Mr. Shields, you asked me this before. To fight crime as a prosecutor or to save people as a defense attorney. I want you to think carefully about how you want to live your life from now on. I've thought long and hard about that question ever since. How should I live my life? And after this case concluded, I finally found my answer. I want to save people as a prosecutor. As a prosecutor, Simon Keyes, he too was a victim. He lost a parent in a past murder, and with it, the ability to believe in anything else. I too know that feeling. Well, yeah. The feeling of losing what's important to you and being unable to believe in anything. I doubted everything during my lonely battles in those days. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. The one who saved me was... Let's not show him, right? Nuh-uh. It would be interesting to see a new Ace Investigations, one where we see Sebastian grown up, some more Ray, Lang, and Kay. Yeah, that man. Oh, come on, game. Mr. Keyes must have been all alone, unable to find salvation from the law. He had no choice but to turn his hand to revenge. And I suppose you never thought to seek help from the police. No way. As long as Blaze was around, any evidence would be destroyed by him. It almost sounds an old affair or ex-boyfriend, and maybe even some that man. I really thought that they were going to show him when the screen whooshed to the right. Yeah, but nah, God forbid, like I said. Actually, didn't something like that almost happen today during Patricia's trial? I want to save those like Simon Keys. So how would you save him? I'm sure this tragedy could have been avoided if only he could have relied on the courts. But instead he was cornered by Blaze the Best, who used the power of law for evil. Yeah, he was on the dark side of the Force. The form of the law can change depending on who wields it. It can be at once a shield to protect and a blade to harm. Yeah, it's the light and dark side of the Force all over again. That too is a contradiction of the law. A contradiction, huh? That's true. It sure is a contradiction in the law. The way the law is right now, it isn't always completely right. The only way to right those contradictions is by joining in the court system. The one who could have saved Simon Keys was not an attorney, but rather a watchman of the law, a prosecutor. I shall face the contradictions in the law as a prosecutor. I see. That's just like you. But you know, it'll be tough. It won't be just a walk in the park. Rudy, I am your father. I have a bad feeling about this. It's quiet. Too quiet. Be careful, it's a trap. You'll be going up against the law itself. You do realize that, right? I do, however, someone must. Honestly, in the last case of the first game where we defend Edgy, it sounds so much like they love each other. That's why it's so easy for fans to ship Phoenix and Edgeworth. Yeah, to how do you say that? I forgot the how you say that in English. Yup, Uncle Ray believes in you too. The law evolves and grows. Bromance? That's not exactly the name that I was the word that I was looking for. The law evolves and grows just like all of us do. Who do you put in a relationship with someone? There is a term for it, but I can't remember now off the top of my head. I forgot. Who do you well, like I don't know. I'm sure you can pull it off after all. Shipment? Yeah, who do you ship? Who do you ship? Yeah. That's it. I think that's the term, yeah. They do some fingerprints analysis together. Yeah, it's when you say who do you ship, that's what it means, yeah. I'm sure you can pull it off. After all, you're Gregory's son. Your old man would never give up no matter what. His eyes always saw only what lay straight ahead. If you look for a slang definition for a ship or to ship, I think you will find it. That it can mean put two people in a relationship in a sort of a like fictional universe, if you like. Like you could ship, I don't know, Hermione with Harry in Harry Potter or something like that. If you don't know how the story ends, something like that. That's correct. Yeah. When you choose to live as a prosecutor, your eyes looked just like your father's. It looks like you've grown up a bit. I really wish your old man could see you now. Thank you very much, Mr. Shields. So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, allow me to formally return this to you. My badge! Oh, my badge! I, Justin Courtney, as a member of the PIC, do hereby return to Miles Edgeworth the rights and privileges of a prosecutor in the name of the Goddess of Law. It sounds like a religion in her mouth whenever she speaks of the law. Goddess of the Law. Putting two characters together in a fanfiction. Yeah, if you like, yeah. And with that, Prosecutor Edgeworth is revived. That's great, sir. So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, it's time for Hunker Ray to make his exit. I have to report to your old man about the traitor in the Edgeworth family. Thank you for everything, truly. The next time we meet just might be in the courtroom. Yeah, when is he going back to the courtroom anyway? Hug! We'll go down with the Phoenix X Edgeworth ship, lol. It's just too easy to ship them. Yeah, he's a cool character. Uncle Ray might not look it, but he's an ace attorney after all. I look forward to seeing the attorney my father trained in action. Take care. Prosecutor Hedgeworth, welcome back. Judge Courtney, I must give my thanks to you as well. To me, you sought to fix the corruption within the PIC from the inside. That must truly have been a lonely battle. No, it was not, for I was never alone. Because the goddess of law is always by your side, right? That's a nice thing to say for a great thief. You made me realize that one could fight in such a way. Someone ran after him and hugged the hell out of Uncle Ray. Yeah, there was no hug at the end. That's a shame. The prosecutor's office. No, the entire legal world is caught up in this contradiction. If that cannot be set right, there is a truth that will never see the light of day. It was only through your help that I was able to find this new path. One that fights against the contradictions in the law. I too find that promising as one in the service of the goddess of law. You shall certainly succeed in helping the law grow. Yeah, but I want no part in your little sect. Let us meet again in the courtroom. Yes, I must apologize for my shameful acts during the trial 2 days ago. Next time, I shall fulfill my duties as a judge perfectly. Your Honor, I do not intend to speak regarding your ideals. Prosecutor Edgeworth. However, the greatest judge I know is one overflowing with humanity. Even during a trial, that judge experiences happiness, anger, sadness, and joy. But nevertheless, always hands down the correct verdict in the end. It's difficult to say, but sometimes I feel that perfection is not always correct. So a judge too has the right to behave in such a manner. Thank you very much. Prosecutor Edgeworth, when I pursued and fought against Blaze the Best, the goddess of law was not the only one by my side. Ah, it's John! When I have this cut out with me, I feel a strange sense of courage well up from within. No matter how painful things became, no matter how strong the foe. When I remember that I am not alone, I am able to keep moving forward. Wrongs must be put right, for John's sake as well. John too lost his father in a past crime. That is more important to me than even the words of the goddess of law. Perfection is seeing the bad guys break down. Too bad they wouldn't do that in a Japanese game, give Ray a serious hug, even at the end there. Your bond with your son is the secret to your strength, I imagine. I don't have to be perfect, I just want to grow little by little. Both as a judge and as a mother, that is how I feel. It seems there is much each of us has yet to learn. Agreed. We are still but children before the world. Let us grow in our respective path until we meet again. I shall look forward to that reunion. May the blessings of the goddess of law be upon you as you follow your new path. There is very little official romance in the series. Yeah, even between, like, Maya and Phoenix. Yeah, it's, well, maybe in Pearl's head there is, but there's never really anything between the two of them, I guess. I shall surely reach the truth waiting at the end of this path, no matter how difficult the path may be. If any seek to stop me on my path, they shall receive no mercy. No matter who they may be, I will shout, "Objection!" Yeah, between Maya and Phoenix, there's never really officially anything. We only ship them. Chief! Thanks! What sort of scoop are we gonna find next or something? Hey, ain't you a journalist? There ain't nothing more important than information. You may be my apprentice, but you're still my business rival. I ain't gonna tell you everything. Pearl ships them, yeah. That's my mentor, alright. I reckon you're even more... crap, it's too fast, I can't read. I'll understand. I'll get more information using my own... that's the spirit. By the way, would you mind me asking what sort of scoop you're aiming for next? Chief? Ain't no need to be stingy. If your mentor... I'm your mentor, after all. That's just heinous. Nah, I wasn't saying there was, no. Of course not. So he didn't really run away, they found him after all. Shall I return to being a simple ice cream salesman? Were you ever a simple ice cream salesman, I wonder? Your ice cream doesn't even look like a real one. For now, I shall leave a... yeah, whatever, okay. Well, I guess... well, I'd like to stream Ghost Trick at some point. Not straight away, but at some point in the near future. But the next Ace Attorney game I would have to stream would be one of the 3DS games, but I need a better PC to be able to emulate them, I'm afraid. Yeah, Shady the Killer X Saran Dogan. Actually, that reminds me, I wonder if the 3DS games Project Cross Zone, which pits together Namco characters and Capcom characters and Sega characters, I wonder if the Ace Attorney characters appear in that game. At all. Yeah, they're on mobile, but I can't stream from a mobile either, so and it's not simpler to emulate a mobile than it is to emulate a 3DS. If anything, the 3DS might be easier to emulate anyway, but my laptop isn't good enough for that, not to mention the fact that it's well, getting old and starting to show its age and showing some signs that it's dying, so... yeah, he's the guy from the first game, in the first game. Yeah, it used a lot of old characters, that's true. I don't mind it, I mean, when it's relevant to the story anyway, when it's not too much shoehorned in. But it never really is in the Ace Attorney series, not so far anyway. I have to do my best so that I won't lose. I put on the greatest performance ever, one that will blow away this entire case. I guess I might regret in the end that in the 3DS games, the characters are 3D, so they're not really animated in the same way. So I don't know if it looks as good in 3D. Is there any voice acting actually in the 3DS games, I wonder? It would be cool if there was, but yeah, the characters are not pixel art anymore, not really. They're 3D models. Because it pops out better when you turn on the stereoscopic 3D on the 3DS. It looks okay, and there is voice acting in certain parts, okay. Same mistake as the Nonari series. Yeah, but I guess those games... it happened a lot in that generation of systems, because on the DS it still made sense to go for 2D, because the 3D of the Nintendo DS was kinda crappy. But when it came to the 3DS, well, most games started to go full-on 3D. The Nintendo DS was like the last place where you could find really, truly 2D games. In YouTube video you shared, they said the charm is lost in 3D. Yeah. This is important, Rudy. We are finding out what is happening to Jeff. Well, sorry. I was discussing something else. So was he freed? If you were paying attention. After all, I get to stuff myself with Jeffy's delicious desserts once again. Ah, but then it means that he is out of prison then. Okay. There we go. If she gets to taste the sweets again. It'll be delicious and slimming and also good for your health. He was talking with Kate about waiting for her. Well, she was going to jail for what she did. That's why. Unless she's found not guilty anyway in the end, but... it's not the same feeling, but it's not bad. Still, when you're used to the old style, it does feel hard to accept at first, but you get used to it. Yeah, I suppose we're never really gonna go back to the old style. I mean, when they remade the first 3 games in the HD, well, remade, that's Well, that's not exactly a remake. It's more like the art was retranslated to HD, so it doesn't look as pixelated, but it looks exactly the same. Other than that, it's quite faithful. Larry has so many girlfriends. Yeah, that's Inspector Bad in the present with his coat full of holes, and actually even his tie is full of holes, it seems. It doesn't appear in the present in this one. So actually, that sprite of him is only used in the epilogue then. During the credits, I mean. If you ever need a hand from Attorney Raymond Shields, give me a call anytime. The fan translators are in the the end sequence, I guess. My crimes were punished far more leniently once it was proven that I had been threatened. Ouch! No crime is more heavy or light than any other. I'm sorry. Of course, I regret what I did. However, I'm so glad I can still be together with you, Granny. Safety first. You love the faces the nurse makes? Yeah, she looks nice. And funny, too. Funny. Yeah, it's the fans that contributed to the translation, I think, there in the credits. The normal face looks off, but all the other ones are great. I'm quite fond of Emma Skye. I like her... I don't know, I like her character very much. The way she is. It's science! If anything comes up, be sure to call me right away. The second I get the word, I'll dash right over. Yeah, from Europe. Hop on a plane. Lands. I'm here. The greater the father, the greater the expectations are for their children. Actually, we learned something important about Von Karma in this game. He didn't order the fake autopsy report for the IS-7 incident. It was all plays the best. So Von Karma was not... Well, that doesn't make him a nice person, but that means that he was not responsible of everything that he was accused of anyway. So he too was manipulated to some extent. I could never have imagined the truth that my old man was hiding. Unlike me, who only thought about the Lang clan, my old man was trying to protect an entire nation. But I swear to you all that I will carry on his will, even if the president was a fake, and the real one was murdered. I swear that I, together with my men, shall revive Zengfa. Someday I will surely show you all a Zengfa brimming with life. Lang for president! Ouija. The voice actors. For the new characters. I've asked everyone to stop calling me the best. But that's your name! That's your last name! I don't like it. It makes me feel like I'm just borrowing Pop's power. I shall study even harder than before and triumph over Pops. That's good, Sebastian. I'll become strong enough. Now then, let's start by thinking up my new nickname. Well, okay. Maybe you should stop using nicknames altogether. We'll see you in your game. Someday, maybe. I don't know. The gossip articles about the murder made our movie the talk of the country. A monstrous man appears from the mighty Moodzilla. This is the true face of the monster who murdered the president of Zengfa. Huh? Isn't that you in the photo, Mr. Powers? How could something like this happen? Now, it's fine, isn't it? It's thanks to those articles that our film is a big hit. Yeah, it's making a buzz. Much obliged. Testing, debugging. Aw, John and his mommy. Don, I greatly enjoyed your movie. It's no big deal. It's not like I had a major role or anything. What are you saying? You played the key character who connects Mozilla and Gordy. There is no one else besides you who could have played the part. Tsundere. Yeah, I guess what, it would be nice to, blah blah blah. I really enjoy working as an actor. Mom, before we head home, can we go buy something? I'd like to decorate our home with a lion lily for Dad. Aww. Then one will not suffice. You will need 2 more. One for me, and one for Amy. Ice true Mom. For all our supporters, thank you, and for Capcom making this game. It's not over. There's still a bit more. Wow, we were really busy with all those cases, weren't we, sir? Indeed, we were. Why did... Ah, crap, I pressed the button too quickly. KXAG. Gee. I feel like things are always busy whenever I'm around. Wait, K, wouldn't that mean you're a magnet for crimes? Hey, Gummy, that was rude. I do get the impression that he's not entirely wrong. So then, K, do you intend to resume your training to become a great thief? 17 or 18 in this one, I think. I think you're right. I think it's 17 in this one and maybe 16 in the previous one. Or actually no, because this one only starts like a week after the previous game ended. So yeah, she would be the same age, I guess. So then, Kate, do you intend to resume your training? I don't know. Is something on your mind, pal? How should I put it? Until now, I've always been chasing after my father, so that I could become a great thief just like him. Like the previous Yatagarasu, I suppose. But watching you— Ah, crap, I pressed too quickly again. Maybe instead of chasing after my father, I should find my own path. I mean, you didn't become a defense attorney either. Aha! Chasing after a pound's shadow isn't the only path in life for a child, after all. I'm going to aim to be a hero in my old way. In Ace Attorney, everyone has to surpass their fathers. I guess Phoenix doesn't. Actually, we never really learn anything about his parents, now that I think about it. Are they even still alive? I don't even know. Elsewise, they become murdered. But of course, that doesn't mean I'm gonna throw away the name of the great thief Yatakarasu. No matter what sort of hero you become, K will always still be K. Thanks, Gummy. And Gummy will always be Gummy. Of course, pal. I plan to keep pushing forward on my path of a detective after all. Mr. Edgeworth, I look forward to continuing to work with you, sir. Yes, I'll be counting on you, Detective Gumshoe. Detective, you saved me many times during these past cases. You have my gratitude. Come on, guys, don't make it sound like there's never gonna be any other game in the series like this one. I suggest you look forward to your next salary assessment. Huh? What? Does that mean what I think it means? A raise! What's wrong? I am saying that your salary ought to be raised. Really, sir? I can't believe it. Isn't that great, Gummy? Well, he didn't say it would be a big raise. Maybe you will only be able to afford one more instant noodle pack per month or something. This is the last Ace Attorney? No, it isn't. Well, the last Ace Attorney Investigations game anyway. Because they made more Ace Attorney games after this one. Just not in that same style anyway. Back to the more courtroom action kind of thing. However, that doesn't mean you can start slacking off. The real work begins from here on out. You should prepare yourself. Yes, sir. Roger that. I'll devote my body and soul to following after you, Mr. Edgeworth. The path Mr. Shields and Judge Courtney taught me. It's weird that the game makes it seem like Gumshoe has a bad salary. It's not weird because it's been said many times in previous games as well. Every time he makes a blunder, they say that his pay is gonna get reduced or something. There is also the latent spin-off games. Well, there's only one isn't there. Take a stand against contradictions in the law, and to reach the truth at the end of that road. What am I able to do? This is a question I must continue to dwell upon. Edgeworth seems to be the one assigning his salary. Yeah, but others say that as well, like, especially Franziska von Karma. When he works under her, she often threatens to lower his salary. Especially when he lets information slip to the defense. Would our gold-hearted hedgy man give him a bad salary? Oh yeah, he would. Oh yes, he would. He wasn't always like that. Especially in the first game in the series, Prosecutor Edgeworth, when I pursued and fought against Blaze the Best. The goddess of law was not the only one by my side. Ah, it's John. When I have this cut out with me, I feel a strange sense of courage well up from within. If he works under Franziska, poor Gumshoe, well, he got whipped a lot too. He has done that so many times, poor Gumshoe can hardly live. Yeah, I think there's a case too where he says, I might go broke or I might not be able to eat for the rest of the month, but I'm inviting you all to eat something at the end of a case. That might be at the end of the first one, actually, when Edgeworth was found innocent or something like that. I can't quite recall in which one it was, but it happens at one point. When I remember that I am not alone, I am able to keep moving forward. Your bond with your son is the secret to your strength, I imagine. Bonds, huh? Ah, I completely forgot. That was sudden. What's wrong? I was searching for members for the new Yatagarasu theme. Now that you mention it, I do remember you saying something to that effect. But in the end, I wasn't even able to find a single person. Can you imagine it? A team combining their powers in order to steal the truth. I wanted to create an invincible team like that, but... What are you saying, pal? Don't you already have a team? Together, the three of us can solve any case that comes our way. Yeah, you're right. A prosecutor, a detective, and a great thief. We are the invincible trio of heroes that steals, captures, and pursues the truth. I still want to see Edgeworth's house. If we look at his office, we might get a clue on how it might look. Grandiloquent is the word that comes to mind. As long as the three of us are together, there's nothing to fear. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, you are correct. So, even until his last moments, my father ran along his own path. I too shall advance along mine, accompanied by my somewhat boisterous comrades. Doesn't he live with Phoenix? Nobody ever tells me anything. How come I didn't know on this new path as a prosecutor, prosecutors and attorneys? The path I walk is not my father's. However, I am certain that the two paths are not separate. Though we may walk in opposite directions, our destination is the same. Why, you may ask? Because both paths lead to the one and only truth. Heh. Is this the end? Oh yeah, this is the end. Ah well. Oh yeah, let's save clear data, even though it's just gonna stay on that SD card. Doesn't matter all that much, but anyway. Well, would like to think so, but it almost seems like Phoenix lives in his office. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he's often seen sleeping on the bench, the sofa in the. We later see his house. I think that might be actually. I think, or at least in the anime, I think we do see his bedroom or something like that. In the games, I can't remember if that was the case, But in the anime, at least I'm pretty sure we see his bedroom anyway. When he's an adult and when he is a kid as well. His room when he was a kid and his room when he is an adult. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, well, that's gonna be the end for me, I think. In Ace Attorney, what's that? AJ. We also see it. What's that, AJ? What's that, AJ? Ally of Justice? Ah, the last one? Ah, yeah, okay, yeah. Apollo Justice? You mean? Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. You might be right. Yeah. You might be right, actually. Yeah. Maybe you see his house in that one. Come to think of it, I know you see his hospital room with all the DVDs and stuff piled up around his bed. But his home, I can't recall actually. What we see in Apollo Justice is still the office, and there is also enough space for Edgy there. Yeah. Yeah, right. Well, I'm gonna have to stop the stream here, guys. You're welcome, Jeff. I hope you guys have a great time as well. Well, starting from tomorrow, then, well, for a day or two, 3 days maximum, then, because these games are not exactly very long, I will be playing the last campaign of Shovel Knight, and then I'm not too sure what I will be streaming beyond that, because I haven't really made the decision. I'm gonna have to think about it over the next few days, actually, because I have more overlays to make if I want to stream something else. Yep. Okay, yeah, you're welcome, guys. So, take care, please, and, well, if you can make it tomorrow night, if you're interested in Shovel Knight as much as you were in this one, well, you're more than welcome to join. Take care. See ya.